Now you can stop it.
भगवान का जल्दी का होगा ना, बाकी तो नाइट रहेगी। उसको गोडाउन में बुला के कल सुबह वापस
इसको उठा के नीचे फेंक देते हैं, हम दोनों आ जाते हैं। चल यार वही रहेगा। What a trick, देखिए। Hands off to you। आया करेगा मन करो।
अरे आता कितने था? अनवी अनवी गुरु हाथ वाले दिखा दो।
तो बड़ा चिकन है। अंकल ये जिस टूथपिक से डिजाइन बनाएंगे ना उसको दिव्यांग के पेट के अंदर घुसा देंगे, हवा निकलती रहेगी, उड़ जाएगा। कुछ नहीं होगा।
नाम लिखा।
टूथपिक टूट जाएगी। पहली बार पेट में हवा नहीं होता है। और उल्टा टूथपिक टूट जाएगी। टूथ इसके पेट में हवा। ये क्या करते हैं टूथपिक? अंकल टूथपिक है ना? अरे वांट टू कम अप?
पॉटरी है ना।
लाइट गया। अरे अब इसको हाथ से घुमाते रहते हैं।
स्टैंड ही लगाया क्या?
नो
स्टैंड किसको कहा करते?
अरे यार Shweta
Forgot a few things and went back 3 times.
Did you click a photo?
no video
Oh my god. How are you? Nice meeting you. Yeah.
A long time. We must start now.
yeah we must start first speech here
First speech.
No, Satya bangs the rock. And then after that, Satya,
हाँ यहाँ से
you're the president.
right. ये पकड़ो Is it that
somebody say Toastmasters
attention. And now comes the president.
Hey, Sanjay, इधर देख. इधर देख. इस बड़े को उठा के खड़ा.
Taking out.
Hey, रुक.
What?
Battery.
Gavel, no?
So you perform all your roles and responsibility
Like this.
like this only.
Payments time. March.
Hey, bloody, we'll update the cover photo. ये शिवा जब पेमेंट का पोस्टर बनाओगे इसका ऐसा एक फोटो चाहिए.
If you don't pay, you will get it out.
Perfect.
And from president.
सत्य इधर देख. इधर देख. ओए इधर देख. हाँ अब बात.
Ready, yeah?
We have chairs. I mean.
Number 3. Make sure to shake hands while coming and leaving the stage with the person on the dais. Number 4. Don't leave the stage unattended. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to the TM Satya. To TM Satya.
Thank you.
Now the stage is yours.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Right. So it's drizzling outside, and we have a very traditional life, all together here. And it's really amazing standing outside, isn't it? It gives us a feel of something, right? You feel something when you sit outside in a open air, and there is a energy that's been flowing in. And we Toastmasters Club of Pune South is we are celebrating today the 175th chapter meeting, and we marked it as a family day because we are spending 2 hours every week, and it is very important that your family should understand what we all are doing here. Otherwise, there might be a problem. So we thought that there needs to be a family day. There is a requirement, and that's been started. The first man in the show was Umesh Patil, who reached here, and the meeting was started with ex-president and madam ex-president of Anand Pal and madam. So they entered at the last. So with that said, Anand set the tone for the meeting, and now here we are. I will not spend any much time because we have a lot of things to do outside. So today, another person of our club who is right now, we see him once in a blue moon in our club, but he is really a very amazing person, and he has won many area level and division level contests. He is a passionate Toastmaster, but I don't see the passion is still there, but someone need to ignite it further so that he will keep coming in again and again. So this was another thing that we invited. We requested Aniket Rai to be the Toastmaster of the day. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for Aniket Rai. Thank you, President Satya. Well, Cavaliers, Toastmasters, Cavaliers' mothers and fathers, Toastmasters and their wives, and the rest of the single Toastmasters. Thank you for coming over and being a part of such an important meeting. Every milestone needs to be celebrated, in a manner that you keep looking further for the next milestone. Toastmasters Club of Pune Southeast has come a long way from 50th meeting to 100th meeting to 150th meeting, and 175 needs to be celebrated so that when we are nearing 200, we carry this passion from 175 till 200. Right? Now, before we start off the meeting, I'm going to do a very different way because this is something I don't prefer. I don't like to go with stereotypes. I like to do something different. Now, 2 days before, there was a Toastmaster whose birthday was there, but unfortunately, fate had such that he is no longer along with us. His name is Akshay Hiraskar, and he was a very good Toastmaster, even an inspiration for each one of us. And I'll just have, if we can have a minute of silence for him, so just remembering him as a Toastmaster and as a wonderful person. So please, let's stand up.
Is the festival of colors, Holi. And I personally love this festival. In my opinion, Holi has to be the best festival. If there was some rating parameters, Holi will stand on the top, followed by rest of the festival. And why? Holi minimalizes all the biases which we have in our society. Especially the bias of complexion. Once that red color is on your face, there's no bias on basis of whether that guy is fair in color or that guy is dark in color. Once your face and your head are colored up, who are you to find out if that person is rich or that person is poor? And that's precisely what I love about Holi. In all the festivals, it unites us. It makes us one. It encourages brotherhood among us. So with Holi about to come in a week's time, I said let's kick off the celebrations, and that we all are together from different sections of society, from different streams together. Let's just celebrate this festival of Holi. And talking about colors, colors are the best of the things. Ask your parents and their parents how it was to see channels on a black and white television. How it is to see a test match. Do you like cricket? So when you see test match, does it look boring? Because everyone is wearing white shirts. And when it's one day international, colors are everywhere. Different colors of jersey. So a spectrum of colors is the best of the things. And in nature, I find the best one being a rainbow. How many of you have seen a rainbow? So is there anyone who has not seen a rainbow? Yes, we can make it in the lab itself. So like rainbow, it comprises of 7 different colors. Likewise, each and every Toastmaster meeting, a Toastmaster of the day has 7 different role players who help him during the meeting. The first of the role player or a color is the timer. The timer today is Sneh. And Sneh, can you please tell us here about your role?
Good morning, one and all present here. Good evening, one and all present here. My name is Sneh and I am from grade 5. I am from Amanora Gavel Club. And I am the timer of the day. It is important to keep the role of time. As you all know that time is very precious. For that, I will keep the record and submit it at the end of the day. So for prepared speeches, I will show green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes and hold for 30 seconds. And for table topics, I will show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes and race for 30 seconds. Thank you.
And the mic I will share a press. Thank you, Snake, for a brilliant introduction about your role of timer. The next role player or the next color for me today is the grammarian. And the role is being played by Umesh, who by some angle is a spirituality enthusiast. And this is something that I felt from his Facebook profile. So I invite Umesh to please tell us about the word of the day and explain about your role.
Good evening all Toastmasters, starting from the kids to all the young people here. So today I am playing the role of grammarian. So the task that I would be doing here, every speaker starting from the sergeant at arm or evaluator, I am looking after the grammar, how you are using the grammatical usage of about the grammatical usages. So how you are using the tense, subject, verb and pronouns, I will look after that. Along with that, if in your speech or when you come on the dais and when you speak, if you are making any good usages about English, proverbs of idiom, I will note down them, and at the during the report I will declare all the good usages about English. And another task that we have is a grammarian is word of the day. So word of today it is a misnomer. Misnomer is something, it is a fact which is not true, but we speak in that way. For example, misnomer is, you can say, Aniket. Aniket is an international winner of the Toastmaster contest. I can say it is a misnomer. What I am saying, it is a misnomer. So you can, whenever you use word misnomer, so everybody will applaud by saying a thumbs up. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Umesh. That's indeed a misnomer and a myth. Whenever we are changing a roles, like you hear the sound of drums, whenever someone speaker or a role player comes over, we need to make our own noise. Let everyone over there know that there's a meeting going on. And how will we do that? Make sure that we do that and raise the noise. The third role player who will be assisting me is the R counter. And the role player is Divyam. He is studying class 5th. He loves to watch TV, read books, and he plays football. High five! So I request the role player to please explain about his role.
Hello everybody. My name is Divyam Sidwal and today I am playing the role of the AHA counter. Imagine that you are going for a long ride. Which road would you choose for it? A smooth pakka road or a bumpy kacha road? Of course, a smooth pakka road. But why would you choose it? Well, that's because it's smooth, so you will have fun going on it. The same thing goes with your speech. You should always be smooth and fluent while delivering your speech. So how can you be smooth and fluent? Well, you can be smooth and fluent by avoiding filler words like and so on. But you will not be able to notice them. So I will help you. I will write the filler words that are used by you at a piece of paper. And then I will then I'll give my report at the end of the meeting. So we are some, not are full. Thank you.
That's the best introduction I've seen about the role of our counter till date. Divyam. And kind of arts as well. Along with the next role players are announced during the course of the meeting. Well, what's Toastmaster meeting without a speech? Exactly. Nothing. So we have two different speakers who will be coming over and delivering this speech. First of the speaker will be attempting her CC2 project. The evaluator of that project is Vijay Lakshmi. Can I request the evaluator to read out the speech objectives?
I can, but I do not have the manual.
Can someone?
Okay, I would be evaluating Team Prajakta for CC2. The objectives of the speech are: select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand your speech. Make your message clear with supporting material directly contributing to that message. Use appropriate transitions when moving from one idea to another. Create a strong opening and conclusion. Your timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best.
So, the speaker works at Zensa. She loves dancing, trekking. She calls herself a foodie and she must have loved the food of outside. Her favorite color is yellow. Prajakta adores dancing. Prajakta.
Good evening, Toastmasters and kids.
Good evening.
So when I was thinking of topic for my CC2, I had so many ideas, but no content on anyone. And when I listened to Ranjit speak last weekend, and he shared his love with food, so I thought of sharing my love with you guys, and that is dance. So I'll ask you a simple question: how many dancers do we have in the club?
30. 35.
Dancers.
Any
Simple question. No
Everyone.
one. Okay, how many of you love dancing? Yeah. So that's what I want to say. Dance is nothing about the technicality. It is our expression. It is expression of emotions. It is, I can say that dance is, the essence of dance is expression of man and a landscape of his soul. Dance is gift for us from the God. Whenever I go and I tell people that I am interested in dance or my favorite hobby is dance, they ask me a question: which dance form? And when I reply to this question, I get very weird reactions. My reply to is belly dancing. And when I tell people, I really get funny and weird questions. Once I told my friend that I learned belly dancing, and she was like, "Does your mom know about it?" And I was really shocked. I didn't know what to reply to her. I asked her if there is anything to hide from my mother. And she was like, "No, nothing to hide, but it's belly dancing." This reaction came because in India, belly dancing is kind of infamous. People think that it is a form of cabaret, and which is wrong. As we have multiple food in our multicultural countries, or in our country, we have, like in Maharashtra we have lavni, in Gujarat we have garba, in Punjab we have bhangra. So these are our folk dances. Like this, belly dancing is a folk dance or dance for Egyptian or Middle East countries. So this is originated from Middle East, Egypt, and basically it is a social dance. Like we all have Ganpati dance. Like we learn Ganpati dance from our parents, imitating our elders. This dance is learned by boys and girls in that countries, like we do. I'm actually nervous. And when we go dancing, people think that no, this is dance only girls can perform, not boys. So to answer to is, there are two forms of belly dancing. There is the first form is Raqs Baladi. Raqs Baladi is a social dance form. Social dance form performed by male and female both. Like I said, boys and girls learn from their elders and they perform this dancing during their celebration, their events, their weddings and everything else. And then there is a form called Raksharaki. Raksharaki is dance form which is mainly performed by women. It is said that this dance form is taught by a mother to her daughter to strengthen her womb for the childbirth. And in this dance form, we work out on every single muscle. Basically, if you love dancing, it is not anything about the dance form. We can listen to this dhol and we can go on. If I'm feeling sad, I can go on like that only. Like I'll play something, some number on my phone and I can dance. Dance is something which is stress buster, for me at least. And it is like meditation for me. I've given so much speech and I'm not able to recollect it. So I'll end up on this. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Prajakta, for delivering a great speech on dance. You said dance is a stress buster for you. For me, dance is stress inducer. Whenever someone says dance, it's like, our speaker. Oh, before that, our speaker is going to attempt CC4 from the Competent Communicator Manual. The evaluator of that project is Toastmaster, the VP Education. Who's the evaluator?
Shakir.
Shakir. So Shakir is the evaluator. Shakir, can you please read out the speech objectives?
CC4.
So Abhimanyu attempting CC4, the objective of the speech are select the right words and sentence structure to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately and vividly. Use rhetorical device to enhance and emphasize ideas. And lastly, eliminate jargon and unnecessary words. Use correct grammar. Note the timer 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Shakir, for reading out the speech objectives. Our special speaker studies in class 4 at Amanora school. He loves to play cricket. So after football, it's now cricket. He loves reading mythological stories, and that's a very rare hobby. He likes to make new friends, and perhaps that's the reason why he's a Toastmaster as well. Hopefully, he'll make me his friend. His favorite color is blue. Toastmaster Abhimanyu Srivastava. My dream destination, Toastmaster Abhimanyu Srivastava.
A warm welcome to one and all present over here. I'm Abhimanyu Srivastava and today I'm flying off to my destination. And if you want to join me, fasten your seatbelts because we are going to a city where modern engineering has made wonders. Everything is the largest or the biggest. A city full of mega structures and a paradise for shoppers. Any guesses? Okay, it's Dubai. The second largest of the 7 Emirates that make up the United Arab Emirates or the UAE. Its economy was based on oil before, but now it's a hot tourist spot and real estate is a great industry. Friends, it seems to be our flight has landed. Oh, I can see some West Indians picking up their luggage and some Australians have just arrived from the flight just had landed. I can also see some Japanese and Chinese. It's normal view for Dubai airport as it has the largest population in the international passengers. The world's largest airport has 3 terminals. The third terminal is the largest terminal. There is very much tight security and it seems to be at a shopping mall because there are many duty-free shops. I am tempted to shop, but I would move on. Now, we are to my hotel. The world's only 7-star hotel. Can anyone tell me which hotel I am talking about? Yes, I am talking about Burj Al Arab Hotel. It's shaped like an Arabian sailboat. Its interior is made up of finest gold leaf, marble, granite, and crystal. If you're a seafood lover, then bounce into the shark-infested aquarium restaurant. And to reach over there, you have to take a mock submarine ride. I would not prefer it, as it seems to be not eating, but being eaten by sharks. If you want to chill in this hot climate, then you can go to the indoor or the outdoor swimming pools. But I would prefer beach, especially in the early morning because it's very hot over here. Another spectacular thing about this hotel is made up on a man-made island. Engineering is incredible. And one of its examples is best Palm Island. Made up of 3 islands. Palm Jumeirah, and Palm Deere. It's one of the largest man-made islands, made up of rock and soil. It was a big challenge to make a structure on sea without concrete and steel. It was a miracle by construction contractors and engineers to make this breakwater structure. Now from the sea, let's rise up. I am on the 163rd floor of the Burj Khalifa. The view is awesome. It seems to be on a cloud and seeing the city. It's not just the world's tallest building, but also the world's magnificent and the beautiful building. Its outside is with the beautiful garden shaped of a gazelle flower, and its glory is by the Dubai fountain. It has the world's highest restaurant and the highest swimming pool. Friends, after this tour, I'm really hungry, but no worries. Dubai can give you all sorts of cuisines, and my mother is fulfilled with heart after shopping. Okay, it's now time to say bye to this spectacular city. But I can't forget these robe-clad people, and they will remain in my memories forever. Friends, from flight, I can see the Dubai. It seems to be that the stars of the sky has landed upon the earth. Bye, Dubai. Thank you.
I may not have traveled to Dubai, but through your speech, Abhimanyu, I certainly did. And now I think it's my dream destination as well. Well, another Because if we have so much ego inside us, that ego will kill us one day. Hiranyakashipu was having that ego that I am the greatest, I will never die. And that is why he will push his son to the death. But what happened? Ego killed Hiranyakashipu. So that was my lesson. And till this date I have tried to not to have an ego. Well, talking about the next part of the meeting is impromptu speaking, which is table topics. To conduct that, we have a very special person among us, for whom now we include as a +2. +1. Oh yeah, +1. I was poor in maths. So, the ex-president of our club, Toastmaster Amanora, will conduct the table topic session. Hello. Please give a round of applause.
Good evening, Toastmasters and Gaveliers. A very good evening to the area governor, Toastmaster Leopoldos. It's really a great feeling to be part of the 175th chapter meeting of the Toastmasters Club of Pune Southeast. And it's again a great thing that has been achieved by the EC Committee of Toastmasters Club of Pune Southeast of having our 175th chapter celebrations at Chowkidani. I really extend my heartiest congratulations to the president of the club, Toastmaster Satya, VP Education, Toastmaster Amit Bhanudas, VP PR, Toastmaster Shivaditya, Treasurer, Toastmaster Shakir, Secretary, Toastmaster Priya Lekha, and we are also thankful for the area governor for being so supportive. I would also like to thank Toastmaster Aniket Rai for gladly accepting this Toastmaster of the Day role for today's meeting and carrying out this meeting in a professional manner. What I liked about Toastmaster of the Day's address today that he asked all of us to please give a 1-minute silence for Toastmaster Akshay Hiraskar. While saying this, I recall the words of Toastmaster Uday Shankar. He called me some days back, and he told me a very important thing. He told me that we all come to the Toastmasters Club to celebrate, to be in the moments of joy. But it's also important to be with others during the time of sorrow. So it will be great if anytime any one of you can go to Toastmaster Akshay Hiraskar's house and pay your condolences. It will be great. Now coming to table topics for today. Table topics, as you know, is all about impromptu speaking, thinking of on your feet. And theme for table topics is Holi. The timing for table topics, as you know, you have to speak for a minimum of 1 minute, and that time the green signal will go on. At 1 minute 30 seconds, we have the amber card, and at 2 minutes, we'll have the red card. And we'll have a 30-minute squeeze. So, we shall begin with today's table topics of this 175th chapter meeting. So, anyone would like to volunteer for the first table topic?
All the mothers.
I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Shweta Saraf, who is the flag bearer of the Gaveliers Club and who is responsible for bringing all these Gaveliers to our 175th chapter celebration. So the table topic for her is Balam Pichkari. What is table topic? You can tell. Talk about the song also.
Movie.
Talk about the movie.
No, either way, Shakir. Okay.
Hi, either way.
I don't know about others, but we celebrate Holi each and every year in different way. One I can mention, what I remember is, we stayed on first floor and my neighbors were, they were very close to us and they were on ground floor. But our Holi is so little bit horrible type, especially with my husband. So they closed their door. Since last 1 week they were requesting him not to come for Holi, please leave us. And they closed their main door early morning. What we did, if you remember, the old house, we have one angan, common angan. He tried till 11 o'clock from the main door, knocking to the windows, please open, I will play gracefully. So, but they didn't, and last 11 o'clock, he jumped from the first floor to the angan. And they all were having their breakfast. I just, I was on my veranda itself, I didn't jump, but they are screaming and shouting. All I can remember is, they never thought that he will come from up, in this way, from the sky, jumping there with the holy colors. And he starts with the 80-year lady there. She was our landlord and she was very rude. The holy day only he got a chance to settle out everything. So he started with him and till last 4-year girl. Everyone were beautifully colored in all the way he could do. That was a special Holi we have. And after that, that I don't know what is that, bhang or he had something with his friends and he was sitting in the, he went to take a bath and 4 hours he was inside. I was knocking outside, please come out. Every minute he was saying, yeah, I am coming, yeah, I am coming. After 4 hours he came out and he slept. That was the... Yeah.
So, anyone from the parents who would like to come for the next episode? Yes, sir. So the favorite topic for him is Holi and me. Holi and me. Holi is also one of the favorite festival like Aniki told. What I understood that Holi and me is individually if I will have to celebrate this festival, then what I will start, I will give an advertisement in the newspaper, okay, that this is my contact number, okay, there is a big celebration over here, okay, everybody please come together over here, there is a, we call it as Dhani and Chana, I am a Gujarati, okay, and then we eat with Dhani, Chana and Khajur, so I will arrange around 2 to 3 kgs of the Dhanis, okay, and the other Khajurs and Chana, and then I will celebrate with all the people along with me, and I will dance and I will force everybody to dance along with me for the whole 24 hours, for the whole day, okay. And then means the next day, if suppose there will be a holiday, then it's great for everybody, okay. That's why I would like to celebrate the Holi festival with me, okay. And I will try to celebrate this like this. Thank you. Next, any Gavel you would like to come? I think he was, oh, you spoke, right? He was the essay, right? Okay. So the table topic for him is how can we enjoy Holi in a responsible way?
We can enjoy Holi in a responsible way by just taking out the dry color of that powder and that to make them wet. But the powder will stay there for long. I like to celebrate Holi by using the water guns and others pitchkaris and those water balloons. We have to throw it hard enough that it can blow. And Holi is my best festival in a year. Thank you.
Anyone from the Toastmasters Club of Pune Southeast? Yes. Coming after Olympics.
Yes.
My topic is as the Holi festival lost its significance. Basically, if you see, Holi is celebrated, as Aniket said, that it's the winning of one devil, it's a win of good things. The whole story of that Hiranyakashipu, if you see, in that he has got the he was awarded that he will never die. He will never die. The award was basically he will never die in the sky, or he will never die on the earth. He will never die. He will be never killed by animal or a man, or he will never be killed by in the daytime or in the night time. So it was very very difficult situation to kill that person, and that's why he was very egoistic. And that's why he was feeling that he is invincible. And the God has created, when his evil has gone, crossed all limits, then the God has came and he has taken an avatar. And the avatar was, when he was killed, he was not killed by, he was basically a lion, a man. He was on the laps of that person, he was laps of that lion and man. So he was not on the earth and he was not on the sky. And the time when he was killed, it was not the night, it was not the daytime, it was the evening time. That time that Hiranyakashipu was killed. So the significance of this, basically significance of Holi is that your ego is, God will take care of your ego. So never be an egoistic, and there is always the goods will win over the bad. So you need to fear the God and you don't need to be egoistic. Thanks.
Thank you. That's the last topic. Anyone would like to volunteer? And call someone from outside.
रंग बरसे भीगे चुनरिया वाले रंग बरसे भीगे चुनरी वाली. Basically, I think the sentence it is saying about this song, it highlights the romance in Holi, the beautiful relation between a man and a woman, boys and girls, the opposite sex. While in the Indian culture, we also see that not only friends and relatives enjoy Holi, it's also a very beautiful game, or it's a festival between a few odd relations, like brother-in-law, sister-in-law. They love to play Holi. It's a festival very much dedicated to them. You can play Holi with your mother. In Bengal, do you know how we start our Holi? I'm from Bengal. So in Bengal, how we start our Holi? We start our Holi by first putting a pinch of color in the feet of goddess Kali or Durga. Then we put a pinch of red color, especially, in the feet of all the elders of the family. All the elders, irrespective. And we in our house, we were taught that if that elder person happens to be the maid servant or the manservant of the house, that is one day we are supposed to do that as well. We then put a pinch of red into the mal or the sindoor, and after that we start Holi. We end it with lots of bhang. I was once cheated to a glass of bhang, and I remember seeing pink tiger on a bedsheet. I kept on saying pink tiger, there's a pink tiger, there's a pink tiger. If you ever get to interact with my husband, you can ask about my pink tiger, he'll tell you. So, and lots of rasgullas. Specially made rasgullas, specially ordered rasgullas, rasgullas with jaggery, rasgullas with ghee. Maximum numbers of rasgullas are sold, eaten and found at that time in Calcutta. So that's Holi for us in Bengal. Thank you.
Can I have the timer's report for the first event topic?
The reason I'm using the mic today is because it's been like probably 12, 13 years since I held a mic. So I take the pleasure of holding the mic today as a Toastmaster. I like that laugh too. So today I'm here to evaluate PM Prajakta on her second speech of the speech manual, which is Organize Your Speech. You started off very well with a question, because any Toastmaster who comes up on stage has the ability, should have the ability to interact with the audience. And asking a question generally enhances your ability to talk to the audience. And it's very important that you involve them, because they shouldn't get bored with your speech. So one important similarity that I found with her speech and Toastmasters was that dancing is very much like Toastmasters, right? It takes a lot of guts to come up and perform on stage. And I would request you all to laud her for that. I would also appreciate the fact that she was really bold in speaking up and saying that her favorite dance form was belly dancing. I mean, who has the guts to come and say that on stage? Nobody does, right? So I would request you to clap for her for that too. Now, coming to the history of dancing, I like the fact that you talked about the dance form as an Egyptian dance form, the whole history about dancing, and who does what. Like, there were two dance forms that you mentioned. Those were nice information that you gave to us. The whole speech was bruised with interesting facts, which caught everybody's eyes, and it could have been better if you had shown one of the dance forms, because you're a pro at it. You started off really well. Now let me come to some recommendations, because it will help you in your future speeches. You got a little anxious in the middle, which is okay, because it's your second speech and it's about to happen for any person who comes up on stage. Now I'll give you some tips as to how you can organize your speech better. You talked about the history of dancing. You could have talked about your experience with dancing. You would have had, like you mentioned, one conversation with your friend about dancing. You could have built it up into a story. You could have built up something nice. You could have even cooked up something. It may not be true what you come and speak on Toastmasters, because everybody believes everything. So here too you can lie a little bit. The second thing is, you could have talked about something uncanny that happened there, or something funny, something strange, some hardship that you faced with belly dancing. You could have connected it to some inspiration of yours. So these are some of my recommendations. I would request you to prepare very well for your speech before you come up on stage, so that it makes it easy for you to talk to the audience. Besides that, it was a wonderful start for your CC2, and happy Holi. All the speeches are your Holi. So you should celebrate it like colors of Holi. All the best.
Thank you. I think everyone is getting into the mood of Holi. There's been drums since the starting of the meeting, and we've been talking about so many colors one after the other. And now I think it's been about half an hour since we've started our meeting, and the drum has been going on so much so that now it's we're not even realizing that the drum is going on. Do you know what's this phenomenon called, by the way? Anyone? A noise gets so irritating that after some time you fail to recognize that that noise even exists, and you live with it. Sorry? Check your thumbs up with something creative. Okay, so this is similar to the concept of white noise, right? Where you have noise which is going on, but because of its continuous presence, you almost fail to see how it is. I think the last time we had this was when we were in Red Carpet. Yes. We were celebrating our
150th.
Yes, 150th.
Post 150th.
Yes. So I think it's around milestones that we, by plan or without plan, we ensure that there's a lot of noise around the venue. So I'm not sure what we're going to be doing for the 200 chapter meeting. But all right. Now coming to the next speech, we had Gavel Abhimanyu Srivastava, who had delivered his CC4, and to evaluate him, we have Toastmaster Shakir Jamali.
What a superb start of this speech. Fasten your seat belts. Going to the destination, dream destination, Dubai. That's also one of my dream destinations. It's in my top of the to-do list where I have to visit. So I completely enjoyed the speech. I felt like myself sitting on the plane, landing in Dubai, visiting all the places that he talked about. Whether to start with going on the beaches, we talked about some of the best hotels in the Dubai. We talked about Burj Khalifa, where I felt myself, okay, standing over there on the 161st story. 165th. That's fine. 163rd even, that's fine. So I find myself going up and down now. So I really enjoyed the moments where you talked about each places of the Dubai. It brought in the vivid imagination sitting here. I felt completely myself for a few minutes of your speech of that 5 to 7 minutes that I am actually in Dubai. Didn't you feel like that? Yes. Now, look at the I'll continue my speech, don't go away. My evaluation. So, now this was the CC4 speech. Now, whenever we move to the speeches, we always take the learnings or the objectives into the current speech. One of the things I liked in this speech is that with the CC3 speech has the objective of the good start, managing your start and ending of the speech. While your start was definitely good, but you ended on a very good note where you had mentioned that Dubai is like the star of the sky landed on earth, which was definitely one of the nice phrase has been mentioned by the Abhimanyu. Let's look at the objective of the speech, how he fared. One of the objectives was to select right word, communicate your ideas clearly. I felt the speech was coming out so beautifully in very simple manner, didn't require an additional effort for the audience to grasp the attention. It was kind of every moment you being the audience were looking what next been in the Dubai coming up. Those who haven't been to Dubai, I'm sure you always been looking for what next about the Dubai. The other objective was eliminate the jargon. I didn't find it was technically heavy in terms of using the big words. It was very simple, very effective and nicely delivered speech. So I wish all the best Abhimanyu for the upcoming speech. Good job done. Over to the continuation.
Thanks, Shakir. I don't know how many of you have ever spoke in front of a crowd, and when I say crowd, standing from a raised podium when you have the flashlight pointing on your face. How many of you have done that? Actually, I still can't see any hands.
Today.
And
he likes a car.
And how many?
Okay, get it.
and how many of you have, okay, do you know what's the best part of doing that? Anyone?
The spotlights are on you.
Can I answer that?
Yeah, Shakir, sure. You just had a live experience.
Yes. So actually, one of the fact is, I felt no one is there, and let me just go on talking about without worrying about whether. So even if the audience is sleeping, you just keep on continuing.
So in fact, yes, if you've never, really done that, you should at least give it a shot to go and stand in front of that stage. In fact, in Toastmasters and all the semi-annual conventions, be it orations or resonance, always the stage is put up in a similar way. And the best part of having such a stage is, no matter how many people are sitting in front of you, it can be 20, it can be 40, it can be 1,000, it can be 5,000. No matter how many people are sitting in front of you, because of the fact that the light is pointing on your face, you get something similar to a temporary blindness, where you really can't see anyone, you cannot really see the entire stretch of audience sitting in. So it's sort of, rather than building on your nervousness, it sort of helps prevent your nervousness. And you get more confident because it's like talking to an empty room. If you don't know who's sitting in front of you, it's really easy to speak. So it's nice that we're getting a similar environment out here. Now to continue, I request Toastmaster Umesh to please come forward. Umesh, I presume you're there somewhere, yes. So please come forward.
One small pause, one so, and one ah. Toastmaster Leo, 3 repeated words, 2 euro, 1 ah. Toastmaster Umesh Uncle, 7 euro and 13 hours.
Too heavy.
Davis Mitra, auntie, 1 so, 2 and 4 Toastmaster Prajakta, 1 repeated word and 3 full words. Toastmaster Vijay Lakshmi, 1 repeated word and 3 hours and 3 Gavel Abhimanyu, 8 repeated words. Toastmaster Janu, 3 repeated words and 3 hours. Toastmaster Shwetandi, 1 so and 1 hour. Gideon Uncle, 4 hours and 4 hours. Gavilian Ramraj, 4 small pauses, 3 big pauses. That's it.
Uncle is also a filler word.
That was a pretty interesting report. Extremely concise. And Satya, are you there around? I can't see you. So we discussed who's older in looks. I think this settles that score. Huh? All right, now we have Toastmaster Shiva, who would be.
So as a kid, let me express something to the kids. With this holy,
Okay, this is not getting you any younger, my friend.
having the name uncle added in front of my name didn't make me any younger as well. So this holy, celebrate with your hearts out, use natural colors, avoid chemical colors. If you have
a Toastmaster and he is, being a Toastmaster of the month for twice the last couple of months. So in the month of August and in the month of